Thanks for stopping by. Going to do a little bit of a showcase here. We've got a Warcry Barb. Been working on in season 2 of Ladder. D2R, Diablo II Resurrected. Currently 96, 8 bars until 97. So going to try to not die here while we kill Dclone with kind of a unconventional class. So we're indeed a Warcry Barb. We're fully invested in Warcry and all of the synergies. 1 point in Shout, 1 point in Battle Command, and then this is the skill I've been working up just every level for a while now. So currently base 14 points into battle orders, get that tankiness up. Also some 1 point wonders here just to get a bit of item find item, excuse me. Is also the been finding the Grimoire actually does do a lot to increase our kill speed. It is a little awkward though because we've got to kill something first, and only certain monsters can turn into a Grimoire. But anyhow, so we got 1 point wonders here, so no weapon masteries. And so in terms of hitting, we are going to do a weapon swap here, right? So we're going to keep with these skills that I'm showing here, but we are certainly going to do a weapon swap. When you're looking at killing Dclone with any kind of efficiency with an unconventional build, you definitely want to look into equipment swaps. And so going to be going over that. None of them are crazy. You'll see that in a little bit. But we will be able to hit them, just not very often because our attack rating is pretty trash. But it actually does work. So anyhow, 1 point wonders here. Little couple more points into natural resist. Help our resist early on, and have not respec this guy, so he's still rocking everything that I've done since the first respec when I went to Warcry in Nightmare from ladder start. So right now our base strength is 90, our dexterity is 45. Really hardly anything in that. Just really that was just to equip stuff, and I can't remember, maybe early on we had something else we wanted to equip in order to up our dexterity, even though this is far more than we need for these flails, and then rest into vitality. So really big energy investment here, for a barbarian, just to get that mana pool up. Back over the skills. Our only offensive, hitting stuff kind of skill other than our normal attack is leap attack. So this is going to give us a good amount of attack rating. It's really nice. And this is what we're going to leverage to make the kill today. So that's pretty cool. So we've got some dual Heart of the Oaks we've been working up into. Got a pretty sweet Barb circlet. Pretty darn sweet Barb amulet as well for casting. Really like the tele charges there. And recently realized I really didn't need Viper Magi for the resistances. So I swapped in the Spirit Shroud for the Cannot Be Frozen. So pretty sick there. So nothing super crazy. I mean, the Hotos are certainly the Hotos, the Coronet, and the Amulet. Those are the big money here. And well, I guess obviously the Arachnus Mesh. We happen to find the third day of Ladder. Super psyched to have found that. And then some just caster rings. Just big mana on them, a faster cast on one, and Silk Weaves to help us with the mana. And then we just got Warcry Skillers, some of them pretty sick, and been using the Brone Break. I'm going to take this off so we don't get smacked by Diablo even more with it on. So definitely, hopefully I don't forget that in the gear swap. Got a pretty sick Barb torch and a pretty sick Annie. So neither perfect, but pretty. I'm really happy with these finds. They're super sick. Um, okay, with that, we're gonna go over the gear that we swapped to, and the big thing here, like big three things, really, and really four, I guess, is you want prevent monster heal, a source of prevent monster heal, and it's really important to not take the prevent monster heal source off. You want to continue to hit him with prevent monster heal. If what I and another YouTuber, iBubba's, has found is you'll actually restart Dclone's or Uber Diablo's regen, his life regen, if you hit him with another source. It seems like it's physical. You know, if you cause physical damage without having cannot be frozen on, that restarts his regen. I haven't tested this on like an elemental caster. I'm not sure how that works, but it does. People seem to have success with that. So I think as long as you hit him with the prevent monster heal, then you can work him down with elemental damage. That seems to be a thing. Haven't tested it myself, and I would have thought Warcry would be, you know, a caster ability of hitting him. But I have seen in the past, like when I hit him with the prevent monster heal, and then at the very end, he's got this like little sliver of life. I switched to Warcry to just finish him off. So that Warcry hits every time, and he regened. So even it seems my Warcry itself allows for the regen, and so that can be a very, you know, big difficulty of this particular build, killing him, because you're doing a good amount of damage. I mean, we're at 2300 damage top end, or low end, and a smidge more, but basically 2300 damage. And you're always hitting, so it's kind of like Smite. You're always hitting, which is great, but you're not getting any life tap. You can't use life tap on him. So you're constantly just getting hit. You're in there in the fight, and it's hard to sustain that. Anyhow, so very important to have a cannot be a prevent monster heal source. What we're going to use for that is really great budget weapon. I think it's overlooked a lot. Maybe it's gotten hopefully a lot more love even in druids with the change to increase attack speed, but it's really it's got everything we need. it's pretty awesome. And so literally it's like those three main things that we need. I guess it really is just the three things. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll remember what the fourth was. Anyhow, so first off, we have the 20% chance of crushing blow. That's going to be really sick because our physical damage, you know, per hit is going to be pretty trash. And so having the crushing blow hit, which is actually damage as a percentage of the remaining life of the monster, is going to be huge. It's going to be 25% of the remaining life. So it's going to have those diminishing returns. That first hit, it's going to boom, go down to 75, but then it's going to be less. The next hit's going to be something like 63, and then maybe 55. You know, I'm kind of making up numbers at that point, but you're just going to be causing that much smaller damage every consecutive hit. But you will work him down eventually, down to the point where your small physical damage can finish him off. And if he's low enough, you can even finish him off with Warcry at the very last sliver, as long as you do that before his regen kicks in and overtakes that damage. So crushing blow, really huge for a character that's like this, that's not doing a terrible amount of physical damage. Really nice for doing this kill quickly, or as quick as possible. Second mechanic is the open wounds. And so that is going to cause a bleed effect for 8 seconds. As soon as when this ticks for 8 seconds, that's going to short circuit his heal and also just cause a bleed effect. It's going to be causing damage based on our level, and at high levels it actually gets to be pretty darn a lot of damage over that 8 seconds, which is great. Third, the prevent monster heal mechanic. And so this is going to be there to keep the monster from regenning. In this case, Uber Diablo has an enormous amount of regen. He can regen his entire life pool. You're really in a matter of seconds when that regen really kicks in. So that's the biggest thing we want to counter, is prevent him, keep the progress we've made in the damage we're doing to him, and just keep working him down. So this is going to be our weapon. Pretty budget item. Recommend grabbing that in a drop game, a free game. This is really, really clutch. Nice to have around for this purpose. And really just for boss killing in general. Is this build is not a very efficient boss killer. It's a pretty slow boss killer in general. And that's why it has difficulty with Dclone, just like it does with all the bosses in the game, especially in hell difficulty. It can actually do work in nightmare bosses. It takes a little bit, but in hell especially, it just super falls off. It's very, very slow if you're just using pure Warcry. To help our chance to hit, I happened upon this demon limb. Really recommend also grabbing this. And it's got enchant charges on it. And so the enchant, you can look that up, the level 23 enchant. Don't remember off the top of my head, what increase to attack rating it has, but it's pretty massive attack rating boost. It's really going to help our chances to hit. Excuse me. And it's going to add a little bit of fire damage. So that's great too. Not a, earth-shattering amount, but really we're after the attack rating here. Okay. The rest of the equipment, G-Face, really solid. Just stand in. You're looking for adding Crushing Blow to a build. This is a solid go-to. Highly recommend picking this up and just keeping it around. Really, really solid to have, for these purposes. As well as you throw it on your merc, when you're not wearing it, perhaps just help them get those Crushing Blow hits off. Okay. So 35% chance of Crushing Blow here. It's really, really great. Duress is a relatively cheap armor to make. Highly recommend this. You can put this in really, for my purposes, the defenses didn't really matter, but happened upon a mage plate, so put it in there. Also kind of like the look of the mage plate far more than the breastplate on the Barb, so he doesn't look quite as much like he's just wearing a kilt and nothing else. Like he kind of is now. That's the kind of the drawback of the Spirit Shout, is he looks pretty like he's literally got nothing but shoulder pauldrons. Anyhow, I digress. Okay, so this is huge. You see those mechanics here. Crushing Blow, good amount of that. 15%, but still there. Great. Open Wounds, 33% chance. Awesome. Oh, and I guess I should mention, the hit recovery on here. That's really, really nice to keep our hit recovery up. And so that's, when we get smashed, we get hit. Barb doesn't struggle too much with hit recovery, but that's, again, really huge in this equipment. If you're trying to keep hitting a monster, not getting, stunned and locked into a hit recovery stun is really, really huge. And so just these two combined is massive for that purpose. Next up, we have Goblin Toes. You can also use Gore Riders here. It's going to have just a little bit less Crushing Blow. But again, on this, I want as much Crushing Blow as we possibly can get. And these are those boots. They're awesome. And so you really could do this, with all this stuff. But also a less, I'd call this a little less budget option, because this is really a desirable glove for smiters. So, you know, may be tough to get your hands on a Dracula's Grasp. Um, and this is kind of a low rolled one, but what I'm caring about most with this is the chance of open wounds. There is the life tap proc, and I've tried that. Just with the life tap wand, just put that on. Thing is, we're not causing a terrible amount of physical damage. The crushing blow hit, the damage from crushing blow is going to be massive, but that doesn't count towards any life steal or life tap, I believe. So, but the real issue here is we're not going to be hitting him a terrible amount. So we are going to be taking hits. So realize that. So the tankiness of the Barb is really going to help us here. Take those hits. We're going to be going through rejuves. You can do this without rejuves. I'm going to use this rejuves for speed. You can check out my previous streams. I've done this kill before, and one of them I used just pure health pots. That's it. So you can definitely stack up health pots. Especially if you wait till you're about half life and you chug all your health pots. They're going to give you kind of a constant regen basically as the pots all apply. Which is kind of nice, and that's going to help you keep in the fight. And obviously you can put up a portal, you can die, and come back, die, come back, die, come back. You can have, that cheese him a little bit with that death strategy, I guess. But we're high into the levels, so I'm not looking to be super risky here, or more risky than I have to. So. Okay, with that, I've got a timer on the screen. I'm just kind of curious, what this will be. In the past, I've started the timer after I've already buffed and gone through the waypoint. But I think it'd be fun to start the timer, before the gear change. It include, basically as soon as Dclone gets spawned, how long can you expect to take with this gear swap? Oh gosh, before I forget, let's do that though. Whew. Well, I guess okay. Well, but no, let's be real. That's a part of the gear swap, right? That's a part of the gear swap in this particular case. Is getting rid of that bone break if you have it. So definitely remember that. Otherwise, Diablo's gonna smack you 10% more, or 10% harder, and it's gonna hurt. So, all right. So we've taken 18 minutes now on the intro. Let's dive in to the actual fight. I guess I should also mention this is on the Asia server, so we may be dealing with a little bit of lag. In fact, you know what? Let's zoom out and make sure he's even still there. In this particular case, it's been about 7 hours since he spawned. Okay, nice. Alrighty. So he's there. He's got a little bit of mobs around him. We'll have to clean those up and deal with that, but no big deal. All right. Here we go. All right. Armor. Also be aware with these gear swaps. Make sure you test out this swap, so you can equip stuff. So one big thing to note is that G-Face gives you 15 to strength. And so you may not be able to equip something like a Demon Limb. It's pretty high strength requirement if you don't have G-Face on. So, all right, we will buff ourselves with Enchant. Ooh, almost forgot that, but we did get the bone break out of there. Very nice. And so hopefully, if we did this right, we're up in the, 95% chance. So nearly every time we hit, it's not going to be that often, but nearly every time we hit, we're going to be applying Crushing Blow and 80%, 83% chance to apply open wounds. So pretty good chances there. Okay, we'll buff up with Battle Command, Battle Orders, and Shout. And let's clear these mobs out. Let's see, our Warcry, it dropped to 2,000. Siege Beast is going to be our biggest challenge here. Oh, actually, these slingers are not going to make it easy for us. We'll pop a rejuve here. Alright, we'll get into the fight. And forgot one of my other swaps. Instead of teleport, I want to actually hit the sucker. Alright, and now we're in it. Let's see, do a little zoom in. See if we can get a good staff shot for the thumbnail. Alright. Nice. And so we're chunking them down pretty good. And so it looks a lot more, well, it will be much more significant early on. And then you'll notice, you know, towards the end, it's going to get a little slow. But you just keep at it, be patient, and it will happen. Also with leap attack, there's just kind of a, you can't pop a, it's kind of much like Whirlwind, you can't drink a potion as you're jumping. So you've got to kind of time when to drink the potion. Takes a little bit of practice, a little bit to understand, you know, where between the jumps you can drink the potion. But really, really important if you're looking to not die and you're looking to make the best use out of these rejuves. And what I mean by that is, you know, the rejuve is gonna regen the entire life pool, and so obviously you know, to get the full effect, full use out of that rejuve, you want to make sure your life is as low as possible. But I'm not looking to die, so I'm playing a little conservative here. Okay, got down to like 900 health there. That's pretty well as low as I want to go, because, you know, if he smacks us real hard or we get into the fire, that can be a little rough. And the movement of, you know, it's really, really nice a mechanic, you know, with the jump attack, the leap attack. You know, fire, actually, if we stand in that fire, it does, you know, we're capped fire res, but if we stand in that fire, like, you're gonna notice it's that is some significant damage from that fire. But our leap attack, we're always moving. We're always kind of cheesing him and making him do different things. He rarely, if ever, does the lightning when we do this, I've noticed. But, no, see? And then, of course, he does it when I say that. But a lot of times, he really, really goes after the cold attack. And, you know, I'm feeling pretty good with that sliver. We'll try... Nice. Okay, so we did manage to finish him off, that last sliver. Time. Yeah, 4 minutes 40 seconds. So that's with a gear swap. You know, earlier in my testing, I definitely, you know, this has been kind of a learning experience as far as, you know, testing out, you know, whether these mechanics are really working or not. When I first started this, it was starting off with literally none of these except Crushing Blow to cause some noticeable damage and prevent monster heal. And I actually was struggling with that. And so when you have a small amount of Crushing Blow, you're not hitting him a lot. There seem to still be, I swear, and this is for testing when I don't want to die. Maybe I'll do it in single player. But when I purely only have prevent monster heal, I swear I kept hitting him with that prevent monster heal, but something happened and he regened. So I have to revisit that a little later. But anyhow, in the testing, you know, I've done this in 8 minutes and 15 minutes. Actually, I'm kind of surprised that took as little time as it did. I was kind of expecting this to be, you know, 10 to 15-minute fight. So yeah, I think a big part of that was I was a lot better at managing my rejuves this time. I think I was, in the previous time, and that's really key, right? So if you run out of pots, like you're taking damage nearly constantly in here. You want that tank, as much tankiness as you can have, and managing your potions is really, really key. And so if you start popping rejuves when you've only taken like 1,500 damage, half your life, these rejuves are going to last you a whole lot less time, right? Okay, so okay, that was the first showcase. Let's do another timer on. We actually have another Dclone set up, I believe. This is with the GGM kinship. Well, that's a second account I've been dedicating to being the GGM kinship bank. And I just realized I left it on the ground, didn't I? Let's see if we can go back. Oh crap. Oh, that was a perfect Annihilus we just left on the ground. Clearly. Oh, well. All right. Write how dumb I am in the comments below. Thanks for watching. All right. Let's actually pick up this next one. Oh, that burns. Oh, that burns. It probably was a perfect Annie that time. All right. Well, at least that was going to be mine. This one's going into the GGM bank, so let's hope it's good. I think we need to, reapply our enchant.
Not here.
You gonna equip him in? Okay. Maybe a little lag coming on Asia servers. So, okay. Here we go. Reset time. Whoop, here we go. All right, we'll see what we got going on here. Oh, he's like nearly alone this time. Kind of nice. I actually got a good amount of mobs around him. And elite. Hello, buddy. Ooze Wolf the Unholy. All right, let's get into it. Got a hit nearly off the bat. Very nice. Also, we got a rejuve drop on the ground. Thank you for that. Ooze Wolf. Appreciate him. Appreciate you, man. All right. And pretty straightforward. So we just wait out the fight. Have a little patience. This time, just keep repeating to ourselves. Don't leave the Annie on the ground. Don't leave the Annie on the ground. Don't leave the Annie on the ground. Oh, it burns. That burns. That burns far more than this Armageddon. Oh, it's just a game. I don't know what our Merc is doing. Get out of the fight, Ellie. Your range character. Oh, oh, come on, redo. Okay, that was weird. Let's look at our belt. I do not know why the heck she's feeling the need to go into that Armageddon. Kind of a bad placement for her. Alright, we're going to beat reposition. I mean, we can afford to lose her, but I'd rather not. We'll get her back into her range attack. Out of the fire. Oh yeah, and let's check out our chance to hit. It's 49%. Not bad. Obviously, being as high level as we are, it's very, very much helping. Since I believe he's level 110. That's the biggest thing working against us. Obviously, you know, there's an attack rating versus defense rating factor to our chance to hit, but the biggest chance to hit, I think we're really taking. I mean, it's both, but we're always going to be penalized because of our being a lower level than him. Oh, and actually it's important to mention too, this is a case of the stat sheet lying. So this 49% is not the true percentage. You've got to take that amount of that percent and times it by your level and then divide it by the monster's level. So in this case, we're actually doing 90% of that 45% chance. So our chance to hit is actually more like 45, a little less than 45. I'll call it 44% chance. It's not actually 49% chance. And so if we were level 80, then we'd have even less chance to hit him because of that larger level difference. So that's the ratio between our level and his level. There we go. Is he low enough? Oh, we probably should have Warcried on the other side. If he does fire or something, our Merc's gonna rip. Okay. Immediately. Yeah, about 431. So longer time now. That time. That was supposed to be the faster time, but you know, kill speed will vary. You've got factors to consider like the mobs that are around him and you know how long those take to deal with. We had an elite there, so that just is going to take more time than cleaning up just regular monsters around him. And we dipped much more heavily into our rejuves. If I was only using health pots, that would have basically meant, you know, going through a couple couple round of belts of healing pots. And actually, one thing you can do. Oh, okay, I don't have any cash, but all right, let's have Kane reveal this. Let's see if he does good by us. And 18-18-7. Okay. Not a bad one. Not a bad one. Not great if you're, you know, if you're some people, you know, push 99 obviously are prioritizing the 10% experience gain. But 18-18-7. Okay. Glad we didn't leave that one on the ground. Really, really burned and sad that we left that perfect one on the ground in that last game. Oh, man. I'm not going to live that down for a while to myself. But, all right. Not a bad video. We're at 33 minutes, it looks like. Thanks for stopping by, hanging out, and take care.